to say a lot of people were simply devastated when the news dropped that Coney Island was closing would be an understatement.
Oh my goodness, yes. A former Coney Island employee is looking to capture what made the park so special. Katie Mark joins us now to talk about her new project, which is called To Coney with Love. And this is something that everybody's going to be able to contribute to, right, Katie?
Yes, I mean, there's not many opportunities when everybody in the city can be a part of a printed book that's going to be hopefully around for many generations.
Yeah.
And that's the idea. I mean, there are 2 books on history, but there are no books on the memories. And that's what Coney was about. My job every day, I worked in group sales for many years there, and my job was to help create memories for families.
Yeah.
And so with 137 years of history, there are generations of memories that are ready to be put in the book. And I'm hoping that parents will sit down with their parents, or if they can at least remember some of those stories. I mean, before cars even existed, they were riding the Island Queen over to the park. They were dancing under the stars at Moonlight Gardens. They were riding the Shooting Star and the log flume. They were spending every single day from morning to night as an aquanaut swim.
I was going to say, I put a question on my Facebook page last night about, send us, that we would be talking to you today, and to send us if you had any pictures or memories or whatever. And several people put pictures up of, it looked like they were water skiing. They were doing like some sort of, something on the water.
There were so many incredible shows there.
Yeah.
I mean, high dive.
Right.
People, I mean, Frank Sinatra's performed there, Chuck Berry. We've had presidents there. I mean, it's got an amazing history.
Chuck Berry performed at Moonlight Gardens?
Yes.
Did he really?
Yes.
Oh gosh, I didn't know that. I really didn't know that.
Walt Disney has been there before they even created Disneyland. He wrote a $1 check to Coney Island when we were in our heyday, just a kind of consulting fee.
So you obviously have a lot of historical references to make, but you connected with families through your employment there as well. But do you have any sort of personal sort of stories of doing things with your family there, or did you just kind of dive in with all the things that you heard about Coney?
Oh, I mean, my girls grew up there.
Oh, okay.
So they, I would be like, okay, go spend the day at the pool. I'd pay somebody a few dollars an hour to go just be there,
Sure.
Come find mom if you need me. And a lot of times they would put them working behind on the games line.
Aww.
And they're, just silly things.
Yeah.
I taught them both to drive on the golf carts in the parking lots.
Wow.
They would ride their bikes in the off season around Coney Island when they had a day off at school and they just had to come with mom. So they're really sad, as many are. And I think this was kind of therapeutic, and as it can be for many others. Some are saying it's too soon to write something, but it's a therapeutic way to put it down, in print. I just needed a place for the stories to live.
Well, I was going to ask you why you decided to do this in a book, and you just answered that question.
Yes.
And for people who maybe think it's too soon, you don't want these, people to kind of lose some of these memories or some of even the pictures or anything they've got, because you're looking for not just things that go back to Frank Sinatra being there, but modern day memories too, right?
Absolutely. I want my memories are modern day. And I connected on Facebook with Rob Lowe, whose father was Bob Lowe, and he was captain of the guards, the lifeguards, for 50 years at Coney Island.
You're saying like Rob Lowe?
No.
Okay. I was like, wait a minute. There's something else going on here.
Isn't he here?
Yeah. Why did we get that story? But I'm sorry. Still though.
And so he has the generational, where he's grown up there through the last 50, 60 years. I'm the more modern, where I had the behind the scenes. I was there the day they closed the rides, the day they closed the park permanently. And so I just really want the community to kind of step out and take a couple minutes. That's all it takes. Add some photos, go to Brighton. It's either to Brighton at to Coney at BrightonPublishing.com.
Okay.
Or they can go to BrightonPublishing.com and click on the submissions.
And we'll get a link up to at local12.com so people can find it that way as well.
It just takes a couple minutes.
Yeah.
The deadline is in 10 days.
Yeah.
Okay, so get them going. And what kinds of things have you gotten yet? Has anything you've gotten in surprised you about pictures or stories?
I mean, I've had stories that have made me cry. I've had stories that have made me laugh. So many have met their spouses there, had their first kiss, their first date, have gotten married there. there, had their proms there, and so we're employees, and it's just neat to see that, you know, what they did on a typical day 50 years ago or
So
60
cool.
years ago.
Are you surprised?
Sorry.
That means they're picking up the trash.
They're
in
picking
the
up
back.
the trash behind us.
We
We'd
like to
like to
highlight
point
that
that out.
moment each and every
Yeah.
week
Yeah.
here on Arc Cincinnati.
Trash
Are you surprised by just how passionate people have been about it, or because of the things you've said, are you like, yep, this makes sense?
I'm not surprised. I mean, Coney was a special place. The people, there were 23 of us that were full-time there, and some of them, I was only there for 7 years. I was one of the newest. Some were there for 20, 30, 40
Wow.
years, and it's been their only job since 15 up to vice president, and so
Wow.
it was a passion job for us, and we all loved it with our hearts, just like the community did.
Yeah.
So.
What do you want people to take from this book when it's all finished and done?
Well, I want them to walk away with, that was a beautiful place.
Yeah.
You know, and for so many reasons. And I just want them to I want them to remember the good times when they're reading it. And I want them to kind of, like the cover, it's a beautiful sunny day with the gates open. That's exactly how it was when I went to work, you know, and that's how I wanted it to kind of invite them in and be something that they remember with fond memories.
I've got to ask you one other question before we let you go. What did you think about the guy buying the slide?
I thought that was amazing.
Yes, it's so fun, and he's yet to say what he's going to do with it.
I don't care. Like, I kept thinking somebody needs to buy this slide, you know, that's local, because I knew all the other pieces are probably going further out to water parks and stuff, and nobody else will appreciate and know the history of that slide. I mean, oh my gosh, I remember being at the top before I worked there with my daughter, who was like 3, and you can't go back down the stairs, and once you're up there, it's way too high, and you can't go down with them, so I just let her go, you know? Somebody call her at the bottom.
Pushing the bird out of the nest. There you go. Hey, this is so great. Thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having me. So yeah, just really hoping people get on like today. Take a couple minutes. It's not long at all. It's super easy to fill out, and they can win some really cool Coney Island memorabilia.
Oh, cool.
If they just submit photo, or if they submit the story or memories or what Coney meant to them, there's some really cool memorabilia that they can win.
So there we go. It's BrittonPublishing.com/submissions, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And just scroll down to the bottom.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for doing this for everybody,
Great to
because I know
see you.
it'll mean a lot to everybody who loved Coney
I
Island
hope
so
so.
much. So. Yeah.
Sure, you can stop watching, but let's be honest, you want to know more. Tap the links, or even better, click subscribe to stay in the know.